everyone. Welcome to the Horror Room. I'm Travis Bruce, and today we're doing another indie horror spotlight. Today I have with us, he's a director, writer, actor as well, and he has a new movie coming out. It is called Rebel Bikers versus Vampires from Venus. I have my man Warren Fulton with us. Warren, welcome to the Horror Room.
Hey, thank you very much for having me.
Thanks for coming on, bro. Thanks for coming on. So tell us a little bit about Rebel Bikers versus Vampires from Venus.
Vampires from Venus. All right, so it's a story of an eclectic group of rebel bikers, led by the patriarch of the group, Daedalus Mellon, and Daedalus is an owner of a wrecking yard, junkyard, kind of tinkerer, inventor. He's blind. He's also like an immortal, and he's actually the original Daedalus who built the labyrinth that contained the Minotaur and all that. So he's about 3,800 years old. But so he is the leader of this group of rebel bikers, and when they're celebrating Martin Monroe, Farty Marty, as a lot of them call him, his birthday. They happen to have an invasion. They see this, UFO or UAP or whatever the heck they're called now. And, there's a little bit of concern and they're not sure what's going to happen. And then these amazingly attractive women come out and start killing them off. And they happen to be these vampires from Venus. And so while they are engaged in battle and strategically trying to figure out how to defeat these vampire women, there are a number of flashbacks to previous adventures that Daedalus and Marty have had, where they have both traveled through time and also just other places around the country, and so we see other adventures they had where they went back in time to France, 1945, during the liberation, and they battled some Nazi werewolves, right? That was in all the newspapers of the time. Mm-hmm. And then there's the time that one of the bikers was getting married in Vegas, so they all went down to Vegas. And, it was a couple years back, only a few years. I think it was like 3 years ago. And there was this global pandemic that actually originated in Vegas where, strippers, exotic dancers were all being turned into zombies. I'm sure you remember that. It was all over CNN, and, the World Health Organization was very concerned about it. And then we have other adventures that they have. I don't want to give away too much, but there was the time with all these ghouls gone wild. There was in Portland, Oregon, they dealt with these middle-aged genetically modified jiu-jitsu gorillas. They were quite the handful, and it could have been very disastrous if it wasn't for the quick wits of Marty and Daedalus. So I've got here. I can show you the. I don't know if this is gonna, because of the
kind of blurred out.
It's all blurry, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyway, you can kind of see that, there's, maybe if I hold it like that.
There we go. Yep.
Yeah. So you can kind of see that there's Daedalus. There's some of the vampires. There's, a Nazi werewolf there with a blood moon. There's the silhouette of a zombie stripper. Or strippers on.
Nice.
Yeah. And so it's our campaign is currently on Indiegogo. It's active. I don't know. There.
And I'm gonna have the link right down in the description.
Yeah. So all right. There we go.
Click on that bad boy.
Yeah. So yeah, so we're going to be filming in May, at the end of May of 2024, in and around the Vancouver region, Vancouver, Canada. So it is a Canadian production, and we have a lot of American cast who are coming up. I don't want to give away too much yet because until some people have actually signed their name on the dotted line, I can't really say, oh, this person. But there
Yeah.
are a number of people that I've worked with on other productions, like Sean C. Phillips's Desert Fiends. There's a number of cast from Desert Fiends. There's a number of cast from his Pay to Die that are going to be coming up. There's people that I've worked with on projects with the Mahals that are going to be coming up. And then there's the local Canadian Vancouver talent. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
And it sounds like an interesting, amazing, unique concept. What gave you the inspiration to come up with these characters? And
okay, well, yeah, it's that is an interesting story. So there was a 48-hour film contest that myself and I put a team together, and I decided I wanted to do a horror film. And so with all those 48-hour film contests, they give you a prompt, they give you a line of dialogue that you have to include. They give you, what else? They give you a theme, or and so yeah. So what happened was I put together a team and got some actors who were interested in being a part of it, including Catherine Ramdeen from TV Supernatural.
Nice.
And yeah, she was great. And a number of other people, and we went and filmed it out at Clint Wilson's place, and we created this character. Like, I created this character with him, of Daedalus Melon, and he's like, oh, and he could be blind, and I'm like, yes, I like this. and so we just started figuring out this character, and as we're waiting, and then at 6:00 on the Friday night, they gave the prompts, and so you had to write to those prompts. Okay, I'm at 20% battery, just letting you know. And so I had to write to those prompts, and it was like I had to have popcorn. I had to have a line saying, someone has to say, have you seen Barbie yet? Someone had to be caught doing something that they weren't supposed to, and there was also supposed to be a line of new beginnings. And so from all of that, I created this kooky little short film called Beware of D, which is doing the festival circuit right now. So far, it's been in like 18 different festivals, and it's received a few awards. It got, because it's not for your horror fans. It's not horror. It doesn't have enough blood and guts. In part because budget-wise, I spent all the money on feeding my cast and crew and getting them out to the location, and then the special effects makeup for the demon. So in the story, 3 girls stumble upon their car runs out of gas. They stumble upon this wrecking yard run by Daedalus Melon, and he has a witch problem. So there's these witches that keep coming into his yard and sacrificing people, trying to conjure up a demon. Well, this time it works, and so the demon comes up, and the demon, of course, quickly dispatches of the witches, and then starts killing everybody else off. And but I didn't have I had like one little jug of fake blood, right? And so and also some of the actresses, they didn't have like a change of clothes, and their costumes they didn't want to get blood on and stuff like that. So it was like, okay, we're going to imply, so there was a lot of kind of Shakespearean death off camera, or just seeing the after effects, but not seeing the actual blah. But yeah, so it was, and it's a comedy as well, like a horror comedy, and it had a nice little, and it's still doing the festival circuit. So there's I think I'm waiting on another 16 or 17 festivals to say yay or nay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. But so from that, we had so much fun in that 48-hour period, because it was like within that 48 hours, we had to write it, film it, edit it, and submit it. And myself and my editor, who happened to be the guy who's playing Farty Marty, Roderick Dryden Morrison, we did it in 36 hours because we're gluttons for punishment and don't believe in sleep. So we were just, and we're like, and for us, it was, we thought it was incredibly brilliant as we're making it. So, and then because it seemed to have some legs to it, and and I liked the characters that we created, and I'm like, okay, I need to do more with these characters. And Clint Wilson was on board, and Roderick was on board. So I'm like, okay, I have some ideas. And they're like, okay. And then I start telling them all this stuff, and they're like, oh my god. And then I was kind of like the Ginsu knives. Like, so then I would say, but wait, there's more. There's another. And they're like, what? And I go, oh yes, and then there's this. And I've already given quite a few of the creatures, but yeah, there's a lot more, and it's what I'm hoping that I'm going to do with this is showcase a bunch of different genres within horror and pay homage to that, and show how versatile myself and my cast and crew can be in our filming styles, because there will be things that are throwbacks to very early cinema, like the turn of the century, last century cinema, and then campy, cheesy 50s and 60s monster things, and then into the slasher sort of 80s, and then now with the 90s and the 2000s and onwards, there's been a lot of horror that is self-reflective and so, and that's we're definitely having some of that in the script, in the writing.
That's awesome. Now you said with a short you weren't able to get a lot of blood, and the full feature, are you expecting a lot of blood?
Oh yes. This is the first thing. So when I mentioned this idea to Roderick, and I was like, okay, but I want to have lots of gore, I want to have lots of blood, and so I said, I'm going to be stocking up. So as soon as the Spirit Halloween stores opened up, I went and bought jugs and jugs, the big jugs of the fake blood, and then Roderick was doing the same. So we have got I think, I don't know, metric to imperial, I'm not really sure, but gallons and gallons. I'm anticipating that we will have Gwar level blood.
Nice.
So we're gonna have that much blood. I want the certain characters to be like just dripping in blood.
Nice. Now you also mentioned vampire chicks from Venus and strippers. Are we going to have some tits and ass?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's I've got some we Roderick and I did some talent scouting at a local strip club. To I was like interested because I'm a locations professional. That's
Hmm.
my thing is locations. Um, that's my day job. And so, yeah, I was like, oh, I know this strip club that's pretty cool, and it's got a great look, and so we should go check it out. So yeah, we went and checked it out, and then we started talent scouting, and then we also have some of the performers that are coming up from LA. Um, well, I will mention some that are already on board, like Salem Star. Salem Star, we will see her in Desert Fiends, and she will be. We will see plenty of her in um, Daedalus Melon in Rebel Bikers versus Vampires from Venus.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. She's great. She's awesome. And she's a consummate professional. And we will also be seeing a little of, well, I guess I can say, yeah, Julie Grace. She's on board, and we will be seeing some of Julie Grace.
Nice.
There's others that we will be seeing some. Some is going to be suggested, and some is outright. So there's that. Oh, and there also is a flashback to a trauma-inducing moment from Marty's past, where that government, uh, that branch of the government that deals with extraterrestrials and stuff, and they have that. There's Area 51, and then there's Area 52, 53. Well, Marty happened to stumble on Area 69, and yeah, and
Oh, that's
uh,
terrible. That's
yeah,
a terrible one.
it was really traumatizing for him, and yeah, so it was sort of like, as he kind of described it to me. He said it was like, you know, the creature cantina from Star Wars,
Hmm.
except it was eyes wide shut.
Wow.
That's what he said it was like, and he was like, he didn't know that things like that could happen. So yeah,
That sounds amazing. Now,
yeah.
you have an Indiegogo out right now. What are some
Yeah.
great perks that
Yeah, we have perks where you can be in the cast. You can be an alien or an alien lover, or you can be uh, a Nazi werewolf. You can be a, genetically modified jujitsu gorilla.
nice?
You could even be a rebel biker. There's some limited roles left for rebel bikers, as well as for the vampires from Venus. Um, the Because of the payment aspect with the zombie strippers, no, there's none of those perks. You can't really buy your way in to be a stripper. Uh, because no, we will pay those people. What else can I say? There's also producing perks. There's purchasing of bloodied weapons and bloodied wardrobe. There's posters, DVDs, T-shirts. Um, some fun perks like, you can even, if you want, you can get a digital download of Beware of D, so you can see the the look and style and production value of at least one of the locations. We have multiple locations for this one. So that's why I'm saying Vancouver and area. So we'll be filming in Vancouver, New Westminster, Chilliwack. I know that for those who don't know
Yeah.
Vancouver, it doesn't really matter, but these are
Uh,
all within an hour. So it's around the, greater Vancouver, basically.
awesome.
Yeah.
Now, Warren, where can everyone find you?
I'm on Facebook. You can find me on IMDb. There's an IMDb page already for Deadless Melon in Rebel Bikers versus Vampires from Venus. So you can reach me through that through IMDb Pro. I'm also on Instagram. Where else? Facebook. Yeah, Facebook is probably the easiest way to reach me.
Awesome.
Warren Dean Fulton. I don't have any crazy things. It's my name.
Well, listen, everyone, go down that description, click that link, and check out Warren's amazing Indiegogo and support this film. Sounds like an amazing film. It's gonna be coming out. Warren, it's been an absolute blast, man. I would love to have you back on when Rebel Bikers versus Vampire Venus comes out, man. I would love to have you back on.
All right, Travis. Yeah.
All right.
For sure.
Well, thank you for coming to the Horror Room, everyone. I'm Travis Bruce. I'll see you guys next time. Take care.